Interesting. I can't wait to see what it does now. But that'll be the cut for that episode. And now we begin the next. So, section 11. That's a 5-noter. Oh boy. Treta Yuga Asclepius, the god of medicine. Alright, so first things first. We need to power down Abby, as she is no longer enraged by this false Nezha. There we go. Abby is back to her good old normal self. However, Archer. Have we encountered any Archer enemies? I don't think we've encountered any Archer class enemies through this whole Lostbelt. So, unknown enemy. Let's bring Goresh. I stand corrected. We've encountered Ashvatman, but he's the only Archer class we've encountered. So, we're still gonna bring Goresh, but maybe we're gonna be up against a servant fight. Who knows? Who knows? Section 11. We're making decent progress here. Still have no idea how many sections there is, but we tend to do 4 to 5 sections per stream, so, you know. This is going to be the 3rd, so we might finish off this section of the Yuga if they be somewhat shorter. Oh my, it seems Kubera has vanished. Well, damn. Now I feel bad for pawning off my job on her. Don't be stupid. She ran out on her own. You didn't ask her to go. Also, if you're going to bother saying that sort of thing, then you could at least pretend you mean it. You don't look the least bit sorry. Yeah, don't know what to tell you then. I'm really broken up over here. This won't do at all. I could tell Crown Princess was up to something, but she is still one of the hands of God. The fact that she's gone now is... There is no problem. The god's power is infinite. Even if one is shattered, I remain limitless. Indeed, of that I have no doubt whatsoever. But you must agree it is inconvenient to have one fewer pawn to serve you, yes? Is that not why you summoned the other servants after Ashvatman? To have them execute your will. What do you say? If you like, I would be happy to provide you with another summoning spell. No, even that is of no consequence. All I need now is to keep repeating the Yugas. Thanks to the power you all brought me, I have been able to speed up the sluggish Yuga cycle. So I will continue on. I will keep drowning the world's defects, its evils, and cutting them away. The demise of the greater Yuga, the cycle formed by the other Yugas, that only a god can see, is approaching. The Great Yuga, huh? You said this 10-day Yuga cycle you're repeating is just part of the Great Yuga, right? Indeed, now it is time for this universe to end. The whole world has lapsed into degeneracy. The Great Kali Yuga and its massive destruction is at hand. Oh god, you should be proud. The seeds of morality you have tended to for all an eternity are about to bear fruit. Ordinarily, it would just take hundreds, no thousands of years, but it would be too far of a wait. Thanks to your dramatically shortening the small Yuga cycle to 10 days, the Great Yuga cycle has been sped up as well. How wonderful. And then, all that will remain is that which is truly good, truly necessary. Then, I'll be able to create a perfect, ideal world. Indeed, what a lovely world that would be. It really does happen. Why, that would be just lovely. Soon, very soon now, I think, you will make the world of a course of enough small Yugas for us to get there. I wonder how many Yugas it will take. 1, 2, few enough that we can count on our hands. I can't wait to find out. Hey, Eldrigo, enough of the digressions. Basically, the boss is telling us not to worry about Nezha's death, right? Fine, got it. Now I can get back to my research. Now I've got a lot on my plate, you know? I swear, there's nothing worse than all the time people waste on pointless chatter. Especially when they're your patient, and you've got to listen to them blabbering on about their inane personal lives. A lot of patients do blabber on about their personal lives. they do that a lot. It's not blabbering or really inane, you know, because oftentimes it is the elderly people, and as a healthcare professional, you do need to listen to them because sometimes, you know, they just need someone to talk to. It would be at least one thing if they had some sort of rare, interesting disease, but it's almost always just another boring cold or broken bone or something. Wait. Alright, if you want me to wait, I'll wait. What is it? There's something I should tell all of you. Uh-oh. Oh my, how unusual. Yes, it's not every day we see a glimpse of his humanity. His humanity? I don't see as much water or flowers as I did yesterday. This looks like the harvest season, and I guess that's dependent on the current Yuga too. As I recall, today's the beginning of the Treta Yuga. And that's the time when things start to deteriorate a bit from how they were during Krita Yuga, right? And 1/4 of the world's rightful order is lost. And it's quite the radical difference for us just to see things change so instantaneously, but that's the way this world works. For the people who live in this world, it's all perfectly normal. Nonetheless, I cannot help but feel that this state of affairs is far too sudden and unnatural. If the Yuga cycle has been shortened to a mere 10 days, something is certainly amiss. At this point, I would not be the least surprised to learn there was some sort of distortion here affecting the entire world. Alright, now that we've all adjusted to our new surroundings, it's time for the lecture I promised. You keep walking and I'll keep talking. Asclepius is a hero from Greek mythology. His father was the Olympian god Apollo, and his mother, a woman named Coronis, making him a demigod. Shortly after his birth, he was entrusted to a centaur sage. That's right, our very own Chiron. Asclepius first studied medicine under him, but his talent for medicine surpassed his teacher eventually. In addition to the sun, Apollo was also the god of sickness and healing, so that's probably where Apollo got his talent for medicine. To elaborate, he took his knowledge of herbology Chiron implanted him with and expanded on it, which led to the concept of medicine as we know it today spreading far and wide. Up to that point, healing had been strictly the domain of the gods, which is probably why he came to be known as the father of medicine and a god in his own right. At the time, the concept of a doctor, someone with knowledge and skill to treat injuries and disease in someone other than themselves, and a patient, the beneficiary of the doctor's knowledge and skill, was a huge paradigm shift, and Asclepius is the one who made it happen. Wow, when you put it that way, he sounds like a really big deal. Though, of course, I'm sure Ganesh is way more famous than him, being an actual god and all. As I mentioned earlier, he was one of the Argonauts owing entirely to his skill as a doctor. He probably got to know Atalante, Heracles, and Medea during his voyage on the Argo too. And it's too bad none of them are here now. They might have been able to tell us more about him. And maybe snap him out of his funk, you know? I'm sorry, I have no interest in his life story. All I need to know is how to defeat him. Well, there are plenty of other interesting stories to share about him, like the one about how his staff became entwined with a snake and became symbolic for medicine and freeware. But it looks like that one will have to wait. So that's why that's the symbol. Interesting. This is the beautiful... Miss Da Vinci is taking a short sabbatical. Why is that? I'm picking up a huge wildlife reading. It looks like some kind of hydra. Ah, that's what the archer is. Is this because I mentioned snakes? Maybe words have more power than we give them credit for. While there are many Indian legends involving serpents such as Nagas and Vritra, this would seem to be no more than an ordinary creature. Hey, dropping the name of a future serpent. Very subtle there, Sherlock. Very subtle. One that apparently is set on having Mr. Soul for supper. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm nobody's dinner. There's no need to endure about this. If you're dangerous animals there are, the safer it is for everyone. I don't want to be eaten either. You guys have seen how a snake's stomach bulges out after swallowing its prey whole, right? I'm warning you now, Hydra. The same thing's gonna happen to you if you eat me. Oh, by the way, I'm a vegetarian now, so if you want to make me an offering, some potato chips would hit the spot. Wonder why she's a vegetarian now. That's odd. What about Ganesha made her a vegetarian? Pardon the yawn. Pardon the yawn. Wolves first. Roll on for giving -1. Arts and Buster. Okay, so it got rid of the quick down. Not useful in this situation, but good to know. Good to know. And done.
Okay, it's fine. They're taking a little bit of hits, but it's fine. It's fine. Good job, Arish. Good job. I think this is the turn to start getting things set up here. Start getting to work on taking them all down. Hey, King Hassan there, peeking in. Awesome, King Hassan. Awesome. I'm doing good. How about you, man? Fortunately, not a good turn here. Do it in this order. Get the chain. It's gonna be unfortunate to lose the hero creation, but there's not really much we can do about that. No, it's there. Good hits. Good hits. Just keep going like this. Keep pushing forward. There's the Hydra. Alright, time to kill a Hydra. Maybe in one hit. Maybe. We will certainly give it our best try. And go for Scotty's NP as second position. Probably best. No kiss this time. Weird. Oh, Sky. Close. If we had crit, we probably would have gotten that there. And the nullified buff is here. I hate nullified buff. But this crit should be good. And just Divine Wine. Okay. No battles. Alright, that's nice. Nice and easy. Except for on my throat. Oh. It might be more than 1 day per cycle. Nom 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 nom. Right. I make the best roasted bananas you'll ever have. Go on, Mashy, try one. They're great for your skin and for staying in shape. You're still a growing girl, so you've got to eat up. Of course, I'll be digging right in with you. I'm eating one right now. It is really good. Foe. Of course, it's too hot for you, Foe. Cats have very sensitive tongues, and you're practically one of them. You'll just have to make do with a regular unroasted banana. Well, I haven't camped out since the rebellion. This really brings back memories. By definition, a rebellion involves fighting a ruler much stronger than you. Surely I can't all be nostalgic. Of course not. I remember very well how we never had enough supplies to go around. The Sepoy incited uprisings left and right before they ran off to Delhi, leaving us Jhansi to clean up the mess. Thanks to that, we had almost nothing in the way of people, funding, or supplies. Sometimes my comrades and I had nothing to eat but a single half-rotten banana between all of us. I feel like that might be a bit of an exaggeration. Hey, I know it's none of my business, but are you sure you don't want to join the conversation? You're quite intelligent, aren't you? Then you do know who I am. Well, if you are who I think you are, I just remember that the rumors of you helping this poison the rebellion. Of course, that's just how the story goes, so I have no idea if it's true. Who could say the truth isn't really anyone right now? All I can say is if Sion hadn't summoned me, I wouldn't be who I currently am. Huh? Then does that mean? At any rate, we should be using this time to let Solomon his team rest, right? I don't see any need to jump in with my own old unasked for stories. I'm gonna take another look at the engine. If you don't see me again tonight, it's because I'm busy there. I got it. Seems you're no ordinary queen either, though I could already tell as much from the way you fight. Are you saying a queen who would sleep on the ground is no true queen? No, not at all. Sita said to have been born in the ridge between two rice fields. If anything, I'm fond of women who have an earthy scent. My, oh my, I guess there are really famous Negroes or natural Casanovas. I guess I'll have to just remember that. Huh? Why would you do that? Wait, you're not playing Sita about this if we find her, are you? You've got it all wrong. I wasn't making a pass at her. I know that, silly. Of course I won't tell Sita about this. Don't mind me, it's written all over your face. Aw. It's pretty relaxing right now. Yes, definitely. Can I tell you something, Senpai? For some reason I can't really explain. Feels like everything's gonna work out. I know God Arjuna is incredibly powerful. I know this world runs on a truly bizarre system. Sad music. And I know that Nessa and Karna aren't here to help us anymore. We've seen some very, very painful things. To be honest, it was all bringing me down a little. Yeah, it can be a little depressing. But now having all of us gathered around a campfire like this makes me feel more optimistic. Pepe was always so nice to me, even back when I didn't know anything at all. I knew he was a very social person, so it was difficult for me to accept that he had become our enemy. But now we're sitting around the same campfire and united in a common goal. It's also, I don't know if this is the best way to say it, but it makes me really happy. And you know, I'm actually kind of hopeful right now. Maybe, just maybe, Asclepius, the cats we're about to face, will have his own feelings about this world just like Nessa did. So if we talk to him, maybe there's a chance he'll be willing to help us out. Oh, you're such a good girl, Mashi. I'm so glad to hear you think that. Pepe. Of course, I'm not too hopeful about my own prospects, so I can't share your optimism. But in that sense, we each have to place our own bets, so it's nothing you need to worry about. You're right, it's definitely not impossible. It might well be worth our while to try talking to him and William, even if they are Lokpala. But I don't think we should waste our breath on Ashwataman. What makes you say that? You saw what he's like when we fought him before. You know how fiercely determined he is. You can't give anything that much effort unless you really truly believe in what you're doing. Yeah, it didn't matter how many times you put him down, he just kept getting back up. Right, however much you'll hurt him, he'll just bounce right back, even if the wound is fatal. He was nowhere near so terrible when he was with me, so it must be something with the divinity Arjuna gave him. But at any rate, he didn't even think to pretend he was out of commission, so he could take it easy until his wounds finished healing, right? He's as hardcore as they come. So I don't think we should get our hopes up about him secretly hating this world and being willing to betray it. If anything, he seemed to me like he cared more about serving Arjuna than anything else. Not because Arjuna is his master now, I got the impression that he's a true believer in what Arjuna's doing. He and Arjuna might have been enemies back when they were human, but I'm pretty sure Arjuna is way beyond thinking about the Kauravas and the Pandavas at this point. I always meant to try and get to know Ashwataman better, but I was so busy back when this Lostbelt was first made that I kept putting it off. Now I really wish I'd made the time for him. Maybe then I'd at least have an idea of what he's thinking now. Oh my, are you trying to slap some sense into me, little animal? Trying to tell me I shouldn't have let my contract with my servant be taken away? Yes, you're right, I'm his former master, so I feel responsible too. Even then, he always seemed like he was angry about something, so we couldn't have been any less alike. But I didn't mind that. I figured that way I could let him handle everything that wasn't in my wheelhouse. Not to mention he was always an incredible fighter. huh? That's true, he was always super pissed off. Is there like a reason for that, or is that just how he is?
I'm not sure. All I know is that he was like that right from the time I summoned him. So who knows? Maybe that is just how he is. There is one story that says he's attacked an enemy army in the dead of night over anger over his father's murder. Even though that sort of thing was absolutely against the rules of warfare at the time. Anywho, as a servant, he's always been fueled by rage. I'm sure there's more to him than that, but this rage burns so hot it seems to subsume everything else. In some aspects, you could say he was a bit socially awkward. But anger's a force to be reckoned with. Some people think of anger as giving you blinders and make you unwilling to see reason, but on the other hand, that kind of focus can be very powerful. So the idea of going up against someone so relentlessly devoted to his cause, well, it scares me. Honestly, I don't know what he'd be like now if I was still his master.
Sounds like we've been a very helpful ally.
You think? I have a feeling a lukewarm puddle like me would only have cooled him off a little, and not in a good way. Anyway, I'm sure that wherever he is now, he's mad as hell about something. I swear I don't know how he does it. It just takes oodles of passion to stay angry all the time.
Yeah, I thought he was just bad-tempered, you know?
Oh yes, his heart simply burns with passion. When you grow up, you'll be able to understand just how hard and how sad it is to be so angry that you just burn yourself out. That kind of white-hot rage usually doesn't last. Most of the time, anger gives way quickly to regret and despair. I can't even imagine what it would take to be truly angry all the time. Even sincerity only gets you so far. I mean, how long do you think a dandelion seed like me that goes wherever the wind takes him would last? If my hair ended up burning off in my fury, I wouldn't have anything left.
That sounds like taking the Buddhist idea of the world as a burning house and suffering a little literally. And honestly, I can't imagine how a guy named Pepperoncino isn't already living it up.
Right. Pepperoncino's a great name, if I do say so myself, and it suits me perfectly. After all, I'm spicy hot pepper from my head to my toes. I'm making a point to live nice and carefree wherever I go.
I'm not sure I agree with that, Pepe. You always seem very sincere to me. You never got angry? No, but you easily made up for it with how hard you are on yourself. Besides, it's said that the Master summons servants who are a lot like themselves. You may be very open-minded, but underneath that, I think you have a very strong sense of responsibility and powerful conviction not to lead an easy life.
Oh my, that's very kind of you, but you're giving me way too much credit. I know you wish you could get along with us, with the Cryptos, I mean, since you used to be part of Team A. But you've really got to give that up, girl. If you don't, you'll just make more trouble for yourself, your master, and us. We were all loners well before we were Cryptos. That didn't change just because we joined a group. Some of us have our own ideals, some of us have faced major oppression, some of us are natural rebels, some of us were born in the wrong place, some of us have lost our humanity entirely. We've all got our own issues, and they don't go away just by being part of a team. There was not a good person among us, not any of them, and not me either. I mean, we sold out all of mankind and joined forces with a foreign god just so we could survive, remember? Maybe if you have a little survivors because of being the only one left, Mashi, but you don't have to feel bad. This was always going to happen to us.
What was going to happen? Are you getting this from Pepperoncino?
Still, I really did enjoy my life in Caltea, so for me, you might even say, give me a reason to live. Eh?
I see. I don't quite get what you're talking about, but I can see that you're a man of conviction. You have quite the keen eye, don't you? I've noticed it helping us since you've in battle since you've joined. That keenness doesn't seem entirely physical either. Is it some sort of magecraft?
Why, yes, it's divine power just like the kind you use, Remy. It's a technique I came up with to let me use the power of the gods in my human body. I'm also pretty good at Jinsokutsu, Tashinsu, and Rojinsu, I'll have you know.
I could have sworn I've heard those terms somewhere. Do you know anything about them, administrative advisor?
Those are three of Japan's Shugenrindo Rokunjinsu, or 6 supernormal Buddhist powers. Jinsu is the power to run faster than any ordinary human. Tashin is the power to read others' minds. And Rojin is... My apologies, I understand the concept, but I struggle to articulate it and make it myself understood. It's something unique to Buddhism, almost an awareness of one's destiny, not dissimilar to enlightenment. My, I'm impressed you know that much about Eastern philosophy. You really are a great detective, aren't you? I would say Rojin is the power to know oneself well, maybe. That's a good way to remember it as any soul. Of course, I doubt you'll have much use for it, being Mash's master and all. I mean, knowing that much about yourself, that's just asking for trouble, right? Interesting. Rojin is said to be a state of mind that quells all doubts, and he thinks of it as asking for trouble. Yeah, why'd you call yourself a dandelion seed? Oh my, that's what you're concerned about? You're awfully bold for such a cutie. It's simple, I ran away from my country when I was about your age. Ever since, I've been an international stranger. Calde is the first place in my life I could actually call home. And why'd you run? Why, because there wasn't anything there for me. I didn't get along with anyone in my family, extended or otherwise. That's putting it mildly, of course, since I hated them so much I killed them all myself. Oh well, funny old life, isn't it?
Okay, he definitely is got a darker side. Killed his whole family himself because he hated them. I'm feeling like he might have some anger simmering. Uh-oh. Damn it. God damn it all! This is pissing me off. I'm so freaking pissed right now. I'm so mad I could throw up. I'm so mad it's making me dizzy. This goddamn anger never goes away, and it won't be long. It won't as long as who I am. That's why I wanted to hurry up and get here. When the great Yuga ends, this world will finally stop cycling through destruction and rebirth. Every last evil defect will disappear, and the world will finally be perfect. I can't get here soon enough. Why does he want the world to be perfect, though? That's my question.
25 AP for this now.
So it's cycling forward a day. My prediction on how many sections just got disproven. So now my prediction is 17 sections. Well, I'm picking up a life form nearby, a human. There's still some distance away to your destination, so they may be a traveler. You don't have too much information. Let's go say hello. I've never seen anyone of you before. Hi there. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions? Yes, a few questions. You're headed for the town nearby. Don't bother. If I were you, I'd just turn around and go back where I came from. Huh? Why's that? There's a real nasty disease going around in that town. I was just heading there myself to look for a new job, but once I heard about it, I turned right around. It's already killed a number of people by the time I heard about it. Might be dead bodies everywhere by now. Plague, that's... Alright, I'd better get going. Don't say I didn't warn you. We've got prayers in the sacred beasts to help us with Kali, but you can't pray away disease. You only get one in life, so you gotta make the most of it. Prayers and sacred beasts, huh? Those don't actually do that much to help. Well, what do we do now? I can't believe I forgot to ask something so basic. Tell me, technical advisor, am I right to assume we're all fully inoculated against the various pathogens we expect to encounter in our travels? You bet we are. Think of it as all the places we've already been to. We're covered just as far as about any plague around goes. Of course, Soul's already pretty well set up thanks to his innate poison resistance, so the vaccinations are more for peace of mind than anything else. But in case you're still concerned, Director, we could always have the servants go on ahead and collect more detailed information about this virus before. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. You said it. I'm good. Understood. Then we'll continue as planned. Just make sure you don't touch anything strange, alright? And you have enough masks and gloves. You know you're not supposed to share them, right? Good lord, this is a reference... Oh, I wonder if these were the translations of the lines directly from the original Lostbelt, because this Lostbelt came out well before COVID, I want to say. So I do wonder how this translates. We get it. Jeez, you sound like my mom. And just so you know, the border isn't exactly bursting at the seams with vaccine doses and such. So be prepared for the possibility that you might not be able to save everyone in the town. We'll save them all, one way or another. Seems fairly bustling. It's a perfectly ordinary town. It certainly doesn't look like there's a plague going around. That doesn't mean the other guy was lying. That's not the impression I got from him. Excuse me, do you have a moment? What do you want? We were told there's a deadly plague going around this town. Is that true? Whoever told you that must have been way behind the times. Sure, we did have a scare like that recently. People were collapsing left and right. Some of them died of fever, and other people treating them kept catching it. We thought that the god had forsaken us and this town was done for. Hell, I was even bedridden with it myself until not too long ago.
So there was a plague going around here, but now it's all over?
Yep, just when things were at their worst, the doctor showed up and saved us all. I don't know what we would have done without him. I had to quarantine myself so my wife and kid wouldn't catch it. Again, the references, I feel. I didn't even know if I'd ever get to see him again. But now we're all one big happy family again. That doctor is our savior, no doubt about it. I offered him a home here, but he told him he'd never want for anything if he stayed with us. But he just took off, wouldn't accept anything in return. Picture of modesty he was. All he said was, I just stopped by to check on things. This isn't the fundamental solution to this world needs. I wonder what he meant by that. He did look really stressed about something even after saving us. But anyway, things are perfectly fine here now, so relax and enjoy your stay. Trust me, it's a great place. So Asclepius must have come by.
A serious heroic doctor. To mention, can we quickly go over what you know about Asclepius again?
Sure thing. There's all sorts of casters, mages, witches, and alchemists, beautiful inventors with whose genius knows no bounds. But in Asclepius' case, given his title and background, he's definitely a doctor.
You know what, Master, this might mean we're right after all.
Maybe he's willing to join that. You know, having a good caster around could help.
Right, if he's only pretending to obey Arjuna. But deep down he knows this world is wrong, and can't bear to see people in need. Maybe we can convince him to.
You should have your answer to that directly. Here he comes now. He doesn't appear to be going on the offensive, but keep your guard up all the same.
What's going on here?
There he is. Even if we did come here looking for him, I wasn't expecting to find him this quickly. You must have some very good karma indeed, Master.
It's perfect. We were just hoping to talk to you, Asclepius. Are you the one who...
Shut up. I've been saving this time for my experiments. It's practically my exam when I won't tolerate patients who use worth less than used gauze speaking out of turn in here. Patients that only speak when spoken to. Is this your doing? How did you heal all the infected when I didn't live to sick? Who helped them then?
Huh?
My, I guess you're not the good doctor we've been hearing about after all.
Of course not. I was just about to study this plague. Why would I bring anything that could cure it? Idiots. Medicine advances by studying new diseases as they progress. I thought with the plague in town, I would at least have no shortage of cases. But now you're telling me there's not a single infected person left. You can't be serious. I don't know who you are, but you have some nerve taking away my precious research opportunity.
He sounds like a self-centered sociopath. I'm guessing he'd have every last stat point into intelligence, everything else be damned. I don't know what you mean by the second part, but I agree wholeheartedly with the first. Just answer me this. Did you spread this plague here yourself?
Huh? What are you, stupid? What use as much do you have festering between your ears? Why would I never do that? Of course I want to advance medicine by studying as many cases of disease as possible, but the point is to cure patients, not create new ones.
Be that as it may, it would seem you didn't do anything to limit the disease's spread either.
Because I knew I couldn't. I don't waste time with pointless endeavors. It's far more sensible to make a vaccine after studying the disease. Even more people end up dying in the meantime. Yes, that is undeniably tragic, but as long as they die while I'm studying them, they serve to advance medicine. I state my pride as a doctor on never leaving a patient die for nothing. I always make sure their death leads to a new discovery, and eventually to advancing medicine as a whole.
Sounds nice and all, but this guy's oozing mad science. I mean, not really. I can admittedly somewhat see where he's coming from there.
I don't think we hope for much from him. He didn't heal this town, and there isn't anything like Nessa either.
I see. This is your game. You thought that deep down I might be dissatisfied with the way that God runs things here, just like Nessa was.
I take it that means you aren't then?
Of course not. Excising all that is defective or unnecessary from the world, that is how things ought to be. It's immeasurably better than weak, foolish God getting rid of exceptional things. Do you know what happened to me? Do you have any idea what Zeus put me through?
No. Oopsie, you already forgot? Okay, no problem. I'll just give you a quick refresher course. In Greek mythology, Asclepius masters the art of medicine and ultimately ends up creating a tonic that can bring the dead back to life. As you can imagine, the gods didn't take that too kindly. Particularly Hades, the god of the underworld, who was especially displeased at the idea of humans overcoming death and making a joke out of his authority. But since Hades couldn't harm Asclepius himself on account of being Apollo's kid and all, he asked Zeus to punish him instead. Zeus agreed and killed Asclepius with a thunderbolt through the heart.
Oh.
But to try and provide Apollo with some consolation, Zeus also brought Asclepius' body to the heavens, and gave him a place among the gods as the constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer.
Some consolation that was.
Now that I made you a god as well, I was forgiven, yes? I never asked for that. It was all meaningless. Completely and utterly meaningless. All I ever wanted was to advance the field of medicine. All I did was find a way to cure death. But the Greek gods were too narrow-minded, lazy, cowardly, and arrogant to accept that. And they were wrong, and they punished me for all the wrong reasons. They punished me for nothing more than achieving existence. Ah, now I see. This world is the complete opposite of that. All that is excellent endures, and all that is inferior disappears. It couldn't be simpler. This is exactly how things are meant to be. This is what a just world looks like. And what is it you want when that world reaches its end state? Why'd you listen to me? All I wanted to advance my medical arts. I thought I made that clear. So you don't care what the world loses as long as it helps you with that? As long as mankind doesn't go extinct, people will always need doctors, right? So don't worry about that. There will always be people around. I'm willing to rack up as many sacrifices as it takes to ensure my patient's survival, no matter the cost. Master, I'm afraid Asclepius says.
Yeah, maybe he's a little bit messed up.
Medicine is important, but you cannot ignore how people feel. You may be an excellent doctor, but you've completely failed to treat these people's cries of grief. I'm no counselor. There were some conditions I can't do a thing about, like stupidity. There's nothing I hate more than stupid patients. All you have to do is listen. If your doctor says not to do something, don't do it. If they say to do something, do it. Why is that so hard for you to understand? Don't you want to get better? It doesn't make any damn sense. It's just like I thought. Your heads are the most affected part. If you patients are so soft on the head that you're trying to get rid of this just world, then it's clear which part of you I need to amputate.
So it's a fight he wants, is it? Get him, Soul. Don't be afraid. He's only a caster. Just a doctor at that.
Just a doctor. Have you forgotten that Arjuna made me a Lokapala, regarded me one of his divinities? The Indian god he bestowed upon me. It's Yama.
Yama, that's the god of death, king of dead in the region of the south.
Master, I'm seeing new houses appear out of the ground, one after another. They appear to be moving skeletons. I guess Arjuna thought Yama would suit me since I already managed to resurrect the dead on my own. Well, as long as it's not Hades, I can get along with another god of the underworld. I have no qualms about using what's given. Yama wields authority over the dead. Well, technically, it may be authority over this land's memories of the dead, but there's no meaningful difference.
Ah, great. Now we gotta play some kind of horde mode with zombies. I don't think we'll be able to beat it unless you've got some special attacks with invincibility and massive AoE. There are hardly some of that many fighters that quickly, without any preparation or chanting. What kind of necromancy is that?
This is clearly outside of the realm of human magecraft. This is divine power, just like how Kubera let Nessa use so many noble phantasms at once. Please be careful.
Roger, Roger.
Even idiots like you know about autopsies, yes? The dead can still be valuable in medicine. You're all probably going to die here now that you're up against me. Don't feel better knowing your deaths will be useful.
That's a little bit of a taunt. Alright, so, good gracious. 4 classes. Ugh. 3 of them are extra classes, so... Melt at the lead. But I can't believe Arjuna would give up such a big authority. I mean, I guess there really is no worry about death if he just deletes the dead. So, and the memories of the dead. 3, 2 ghosts and a skeleton. That's not bad. Especially since Melt will be able to use the full power of her quick power. Good, good, good. Not so nice. Honestly, Buster Blast sounds nice here. Come on, yes. Good job, guys. First wave dealt with. Second wave is a dead soul, different kind of skin for him though, and a fairly beefy skelly. TBH. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. meant. Yeah. We can take another ground from the skeleton. It's only got one attack since it's bronze rarity. After all. Good amount of stars and a Merlin Brave Chain. Hopefully to finish off. Actually, it's probably not because that thing's at 55,000 health. And while Merlin is strong, he's not that strong. Little lag on my end, but... And there's the audio desync again. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oy vey. Why is it always got to desync the audio? It annoys greatly, you know? Great annoyance. Alright, here we go. Fatal battle. 2 bars, and only a berserker to help. And evasion on melt. And we got the good melt chain to start this battle off here. Once again, we'll have to finish the audio sync after the fight. Alright, melt. Melt Asclepius away. And we NP next turn as well. Awesome. Got a medicine's treatment. An attack down and an HP heal every turn. Protection of Yama. He summons a Yama and heals them. Unfortunately for him, he's dead. Go, melt, go. I think Reflector's about to crash, actually. So I think after this battle I might have to close Reflector and relaunch it. Because, yeah, it is chugging there. Alright, battle's done. Got a chain, which is good. You know, chains are good to get as loot. Yep, there is post-battle dialogue, as I was worried about. I don't know how we can thank you. As if curing our disease was enough, you even tended our fields for us. Are you no Cloak Pala? You must be to show this much kindness. Please, stay with us. The whole town would be thrilled to have you. Sorry, my throat's been acting up a bit. Pay no mind. I just stopped by to check on things. This isn't the fundamental solution to this world needs. It's the ones who will show up after me who are bound to end you. They're from an organization called Chaldea, just as I am. Make sure to welcome them when they get here. It'll speed things up. Okay, but it isn't Chaldea we want to thank, it's you. Please, won't you stay with us for just a little while? We'd be honored, delighted even to repay someone so virtuous. Yes, exactly. Please, right this way. Everyone's dying to hear more about you. They really mean it. These people can't have much to spare, yet they still want to reward an outsider. Never mind that. Why do they like me at all? This sort of thing would never have happened before. I'm not doing anything different than I was before. I'm still operating under the exact same principles I always have. So am I seeing such different reactions now? I really don't know who this is. Is it only because of what I look like? Do people really care about appearance that much? I don't know. Well, if that's true, this is my needs perfectly. Who is it? Like, really, who the heck is it? Alright. Next one is another battle with a mystery element, so I'm going to really quickly here exit out of Reflector. Okay. It's a little delayed, unfortunately, but I really can't keep affording to cut everything, so we'll keep this squad because who knows what it is, you know? They just keep coming no matter what, how many we take down. Wait, what's that? Shit, it's a kid. Most of the town's residents hid after he started fighting, but he must have been left behind. Get out of here, it ain't safe. Oh. Grab, you got chipped and nice for 2 wait. Oh, come on, Reflector. Like, seriously here. What is going on with it? Is this because I didn't buy Reflector 4 or whatever? And now I have no gameplay audio. Excellent job here, Reflector. But if I exit and go back in, that didn't fix that. Oh, good gracious. I don't want to exit this. What the hell is going on with Reflector here? It's never acted up this bad before. Alright, this video is going to need a lot of cuts, so we're just going to have to not cut. Oh wow. Resume from where I left off, hopefully, exactly in that cutscene. It does! Wow, I'm surprised it remembers exactly where I left off. What's wrong? You fell down. Your knee is injured. Let me see it. God? So you cut on a rock. Even in the middle of town, the roads really need more work. That's why I thought that speed can produce lacerations like this. Now I see. I'll have to remember the size and depth of his wound so I can comprehend similar situations in the future with just a glance. As for your wound, there's nothing unusually wrong with it. To treat it first, we wash it and clean it with water. Then we apply some of these medicinal herbs. It's not bleeding anymore? Of course not, I just stopped it. Now listen to me. Don't take that off until the pain is all gone. Doctor's orders. If you can't listen to them, that'll mean your thick skull really is a real problem. Don't make me give up on you. I won't. Promise. Thank you, God. That's a good patient. Take care. So he does have a nice side. Huh? What the heck? Guy, are you one of those curmudgeon doctors who hides his heart of gold beneath his prickly exterior? What are you talking about? I heal those who need healing and show no mercy to those who would interfere with my medicinal pursuits. That's all there is to it. It couldn't be simpler. That dedication isn't a bad thing itself. Why do you insist on prioritizing that over all else? How can you be so casually dismiss everything else that is wrong with this world or the suffering of its people? You're asking my reasons, that's a new one. They're so blindly obvious I don't even have an answer ready. To tell you that, I'd have to pay attention to the things I usually ignore, and bringing my thinking down to the level of the most idiotic of patients.
Never mind, there's no point. I'm just going to keep working on kicking you interlopers out of my exam room.
First you have a child, and now you're back to raising the dead. Which are you looking for, praise or revulsion? Exactly.
I have no need for either. Now will you stop acting up? You're the very worst sort of patient, aren't you?
It doesn't matter how many dead you throw at us. I can defeat a single great Rakshasa, I can defeat you too.
Never fails. It always the most ignorant patients who make things worse. You should simply resign yourself to assisting me in my study of medicine. Now this has taken long enough that he's shown up.
He? I'll explain later. All of you cease combat and get away from there immediately. I knew this was a possibility, but I didn't think it would actually happen now. And by this, I mean the worst goddamn scenario I can think of. Talk about luck not being on our side. Master over there in the sky, it's... Oh. Oh no.
Arjuna.
What? I thought he spent his time flying around the Tree of Emptiness.
I swear there's nothing worse than amateurish home remedies. With his kind of power and the mana's mobility, there's no need for him to stand around guarding that tree. Especially now that no one besides him can even get close to it thanks to that ocean growing bigger. The only reason he usually stays there is because he typically has no need to go anywhere else. Which of course means that if he does have a need to go somewhere else, he will. Of course, in this particular case, he only knows because I informed him when I found you, as you ordered me to do. I guess he's actually taken a rare interest in you.
We got us surrounded. Oh boy.
So you're the god of this world, the one they say absorbed every other divinity in India. So you are a god too. Ah, but you are a tiny, insignificant one. Shut up, you're nothing but a shadow of a once great hero. Don't you dare compare me to his stolen the divinities. Your insolence is unforgivable. Now release every god you have within you immediately.
I couldn't agree more. I'm sure if you have a divinity like with the world Sita, I'm not letting you get away. Okay, but maybe we can not let him get away later. Haven't I told you guys that you don't stand a chance against him yet? In fact, I'm pretty sure we told you to get out of there. Didn't you not hear us or something?
Oh, we heard you just fine, but it's not that simple.
I think we can avoid combat at this point. Let's find our chance and then skedaddle. Yes, Master, we can't let our mission end here. What are your orders? We can do this. We can do this. We'll survive. I will 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 survive. Fatal battle. God Arjuna. No reason to reach God. Super Deified. Gain resistance to all attacks. Super Unified Divinity. Immune to all debuffs. Super Unified Ability. Ignore, evade, and invincible to deal damage. Law of the Deceased. Increase attack. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Zero. He's not even fighting back. That bodes ominously. Maybe if you can make a god bleed, then there's some quote involved with that, but I don't remember the quote. I just remember something about making a god bleed. I don't think we're gonna make a god bleed though. Yeah, something tells me we're not gonna be a little bit sticking. Okay, well, this is just a battle we're meant to lose then. Probably on the extra attack will be the end of battle. Or not extra attack, but the Noble Phantasm. I know there's servants that can ignore defenses, but I wonder if they could do any damage here. That'd be nice. But instead, we're likely about to just get swept here. Because he even ignores invincibility, so there's really no point in popping Merlin's skill. Alright, let's see what this battle's result is. I saw like a 250,000 damage in there. Thank you. Battle finished. Yeah. We bonded over getting our asses handed to us. And he must have dropped some QP to take pity on us, too. Damn. He's strong. He be strong.
I blink out of sheer boredom. In the infinitesimal span of that blink, I had a dream. How unusual. It was a dream about a foolish war. A war that started for laughable reasons, persisted in absurdity, and ended in trivialities. There's something there, something within my memories, fighting alongside my beloved friends and brothers. Wanting nothing more than to grant their wishes, my arrows find their way into every one of our hated enemies. I fought earnestly with no shame, proud to be counted among my brother's ranks. But even so, something nagged at me deep within my heart. Something dark and wriggling. As I grow bored of even that, I open my eyes, and once again that darkness fades away. I forget that I ever dreamed at all. God has no need of dreams. Interesting. Where's the next up? It's dropping. System's overloading. Please, I'm not done for. Yeah.
Mashu!
You bastard, I can't afford to lose. If I can't protect Soul and his companions, then who? Ugh.
Oh man. I guess I wasn't good enough after all. Even though Karna asked me to take over for him, I just can't.
Damn it, I guess I failed yet again. Well, was that a satisfying diversion? No, I'm just disappointed. These people survived my reconstruction. I thought maybe they were special. But they were not worth verifying. Although what did I verify? I feel no need to understand. Hey, first you had me call you, now you're just up and leaving. What do you want me to do with them? I no longer care.
Interesting. So he was interested in us, but now he doesn't.
Messing things up and leaving capriciously as soon as he gets bored, huh? He's a god, alright. Guess this means I can do whatever I want with them. At least he didn't obliterate them with a divine punishment. Okay then. Let's hurry up and end this already so I can get back to my research.
Hey! Are you serious? None of you can even move.
I guess there wasn't any point in choosing after all.
Knew it was a hopeless dead end. Thanks to my Rojinitsu, the only power I was born with,
I can't help but be enlightened about that. So I never needed to lie to myself. I don't even need to remember where it began, because I always knew from the start. My life has no value. I'm just a pitiful jester born to a pitiful world. So then why did I make that choice? Why was I holding on so hard? Right, of course. It's because if I die here and now, then if nothing else, these feelings would have been worthless, and they won't be erased. In that case, maybe this is an end I can accept.
Am I still standing? I'm good if I did that. With my specimens. Surprised this place turned out to be a land of the dead, or did I just pick an odd time to visit?
What in the world? What are you doing here, David?
Okay. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Why is another cryptor here? And why is he helping us? Is a better question. Cryptor, huh? The Davis and Void, the cryptor with the most talent of them all. I thought he was off raising another Lostbelt. And what's that?
Is that a servant?
Not showing us his servant, huh? Man, has been around them is too strong for us to properly observe them, but I was just able to get an idea of their scale. That's a grand servant. David somehow formed a contract with a grand servant. Okay, it's not caster or assassin. We know that much at least. There was a swing sound, so maybe he's got Grand Saber on his side. But good lord, fucking Grand. Oh, those. That's not gonna be a fun fight when it eventually comes down to it. And we have no idea who it is either.
This is about who are you and what is. Yama, also known as Yama-ten, passing judgment on the dead. What a joke. Death is meant to be eaten. Life is meant to be sacrificed. Giving the dead freedom will never pass in my world.
Okay, maybe we can get some idea about who this is from this. So so we know it's not Berserker then, because they are capable of vocalization of things. Fairly philosophical as well. Death is meant to be eaten, life is meant to be sacrificed. Giving the dead freedom would never pass in my world. To eat death and sacrifice life. So I consumed them, but they tasted terrible. It proves they haven't been eating anything decent.
Try to stay behind me. Remember, this isn't your land. Didn't anyone teach you not to drink the tap water when you travel?
Good point. I'll be more careful. Besides, we didn't come here for this food. Damn it. Not even looking at us?
Well, why are you here? How are you here? You can't just show up and surprise me like this. I didn't have any time to prepare. My hair's a mess. Oh gosh, you're about to give me some more. You've got to give me some warning. Should I have waited? You looked like you were in trouble, so I thought I would help. I mean, don't get me wrong. You definitely saved my life, and I appreciate it. But seriously, what are you doing here in India? I came because of the way you were behaving in our last meeting. I wasn't sure if it was because things were going well or poorly for you, but I found it strange that you didn't say anything about how things were going in your Lostbelt. We may have an agreement not to interfere with each other's Lostbelts. There are no rules against making personal contact. I acted on intuition rather than logic, and then only because I consider you a friend. Was I out of line? Oh, no, not at all. It's just this is a Lostbelt, you know. You can't just go walking in and out of them, right? I can't, no. But fortunately, we know someone who can.
Koyan!
Hello. Whether it's kidnapping, assassinations, or coup d'etats, NFF Services is ready and waiting to assist. That said, I was pretty preoccupied with my own affairs, so I was hoping to avoid answering on any sudden business calls for a while. But you know, there aren't many people like David around, right? So I thought it would be worthwhile to have him owe me a little favor without the foreign guard getting in the way. Koyan. Well, if it isn't so, long time no see. Oh, don't worry, I'm doing my best to torment the humans here just as much as you'd expect. But until Ashita gets at least a little farther away from here, I can't really have as much fun as I'd like. Let's just say I don't want to draw too much of his attention right now by doing as I please. So in the meantime, just think of me as a beautiful tour conductor keeping a silent but watchful eye on a group of students on a field trip, and don't pay me any mind. While I was at it, I thought it would be a good chance to ascertain the extent of this woman's abilities. They do not come cheap, but you needn't worry about that. Anyway, what happened to you? Your contracted servant is nowhere to be seen, and you're fighting alongside our enemy. It was worth a few minutes to look into this. I took to see this for myself, but I can't imagine how you got to this point. It's because I can't go along with this god, the core of the Indian Lostbelt, or the way he does things. But I couldn't criticize him in front of Kristaria, since one of the foreign god's alter ego disciples is involved. Why can't you get along with him? His way of doing things may be unusual, but his logic appears sound. I guess it's a matter of taste, lifestyle aesthetics, principles, that sort of thing. I guess to put it another way, it's because of who I am. So you haven't turned your back on the Cryptus then? In that case, there's no problem. Of course not, I would never abandon you guys. But I can't abandon these kids either, now that things have come to this. I'm planning on helping them out until this is over one way or another. That shouldn't be a problem, right? I see. You're a good man. Muyo Renji. You really know how to care people. Yeah. Muyo Renji. Can you defeat this god? Well, you're already moving past it like it never happened. Anyway, I'm trying, but honestly, it's a real challenge. I mean, he's pretty much a perfect being. I don't suppose you have any advice for me, do you? So you're up against a perfect god, huh? No, I don't have any advice. The more godlike a god is, the stronger they are. It's pointless to even try to fight a perfect god. Tell me something that I don't know. You should change your plan of attack. You can't take something away from someone who has nothing. But you can always take away something from someone who has everything. So you're saying I should try to slow him down? Smirking then not smirking. I have to go because we didn't have time to celebrate our reunion. Don't tell anyone about this. I may not have violated the agreement, but it still doesn't look good to him. Oh, are you headed back now? Thank you for traveling with NFF. Okay, everyone, I hope you don't mind if we step out for now. Don't worry, I'll be coming back very shortly. No real acknowledgement to us. Oh no, he looked at me right before he left. Interesting. Christ on a cracker. Between the other cryptor and that mink showing up out of nowhere, it's been one thing after another, but never mind that now. You there, Fieldsim, I trust you can move now. Of course, that brought us more than enough time to get out of that predicament. Master, our gentleness left. The few are dead now, and the cryptor's gone. Yeah, we even have an idea of Pepe's real name now. Fofo? I don't know what you're talking about. In fact, just forget you heard anything. We have a bigger fish to fry right now. I feel much better. There's just something about a sudden stroke of luck that puts you in a good mood. Alrighty, let's strike back while the iron is hot. Sudden stroke of luck, huh? I hope it's nothing. I hope it's not a prelude to a greater stroke of bad luck. Either way, it looks like I'll have to put it out of my mind for now. Our next load reduction sequence successful. Output has restabilized. Asclepius appears to be still rolling from David's surprise attack. Now's our chance, Master. Yes. Let's take out Asclepius. We can get him, I think. We might get another one down. Let's just bring along her and melt forward march. But David, huh? He's got a freaking grand servant. Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Do we have to get something with a grand servant on their side? They're never fun. Those guys are never easy to deal with. Mind you, we've only really dealt with one on the opposing side. A little bit of the sync there with the audio, but not enough to be super noticeable, I suppose. Good gracious, I've got the yawns here. Good job, Merlin. And now the goats. And the bravest of chains. Good. Good. Excellent. And brave chain mashed melt at the end because she's got disadvantage here. Come on, I needed some crits there, man. One crit would have been enough, probably. Well, it won't matter because the next round will be a melt brave chain. As long as we can get that on against Asclepius, then we are good. But oh, thank you for that crit. We got the crit against it. We got this against Asclepius. Most excellent. And again, only 2 bars. Okay, we can deal.
Double defense down. Damn, that's good. Let's make that a triple. And melt it up. And we'll throw this on milk as well. And go blasting. Okay, if we can get at least 30% recovery, we have a second NP next turn. Good hit, good hit. These good hits just keep coming. We got the NP next turn. Almighty Elixir. Debuff immune and a defense. Not gonna really matter, unfortunately, Esclep. Yes. And there we go. And it is the excellent, perfect Melt Brave Chain. I was wondering if the stream was going unstable. It looks like it is on Twitch's end here, though. The recording and Streamlabs are running fine. Bye-bye, Asclepius. You know what? Let's go for overkill. There's no kill quite like it. There we go. That is another section done. And that is all the master missions done as well. Woot woot. Alright. But the question is, do we permanently defeat Asclepius here, or only temporarily? Damn it, can a doctor really accept his death at the hands of a violent patient? No, definitely not. Asclepius is making an escape. I'd prefer not to let him get away, given how he's our current priority target. Can you go after him? No way, I'm so exhausted I can barely move as it is. We still haven't recovered from the wounds Arshan inflicted on us. We'll just have to call this one a draw. Good grief, now that the battle's over, I expected the townspeople to come out of hiding soon. It would be a lot of trouble to explain what just happened to them. I say we leave now. Sounds good to me. Why don't we head back to your walled village of all, was it? And plan our next course of action on the way. You seem awfully pleased about this. Do I? I didn't think I was acting any different than usual. You're definitely pleased, Muyo Renji. Mew Renji. Well, don't. Okay, you win. If you want to know about that stuff so badly, I'll tell you on the way. Let's just leave before the locals start throwing stones at us for assaulting the Agent of God or something. Okay there, Mashu? Well, yes, I'm fine. Well, not fine, I'm just exhausted and hurt as everyone else is. I was just thinking about something else. Now that we faced Arjuna directly, it's clear just how overwhelmingly powerful he is. And not just as a lone fighter. I could tell he was on a completely different level scale, almost like he was competing with the ground itself to see who was stronger. Oh, please don't misunderstand me, Masters. I'm not about to give up by any means. I'm just saying, analytically speaking, that Arjuna is undoubtedly the most powerful god in this world. And the more I think about it, how we could hold our own against him, the more I come up blank. Even if we succeed at defeating Lokpal and reducing his power, would it really make any difference? Oh. We'll figure something out, I believe. Yes, you're right. I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay, Master, shall we start heading back? Our first order of business, get Pepe to tell us his full name. Not you too, Mashi. Oh. Mashi. The nickname is growing on a little bit. It's growing on me a little bit for her. And we got a quartz and 3 serpent jewels, and that is another section complete. I will pause. Alright, we can start the next one. Oh! This is a long one. Oh, this is a super long one. 6 arrows. If each arrow takes 10 minutes, I'm not going to be able to do this in the time span of the stream. So as much as it hurts me to say it, I think I will have to call this one here. We're going to be going on to day number 4 of streaming this Lostbelt tomorrow in stream. We managed to complete sections 9, 10, and 11 in today's stream. Only a 3-1. This is a shorter stream, but this is going to be a very long upcoming mission. So, I will call this one now. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, leave me some feedback whichever way you so see fit. If you want to know when I go live, be sure to drop me a follow. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to drop me a like for the support. It would be greatly appreciated. I do apologize for all the glitches in today's stream as well. Hopefully, I will have them ironed out for the next one. But for now, once again, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.